It's been a very busy summer for Wrexham Football Club on the pitch, with us signing 9 new players and having a net spend of nearly £20 million in the summer transfer window, and a big squad overhaul has happened with players coming into the club and players going out of the club. But a lot has also gone off the pitch with stadium and pitch redevelopments. A lot of hard work has gone in behind the scenes, and today we're going to be talking about everything that has gone on in terms of upgrading the pitch at Wrexham, the new £1.7 million hybrid pitch, and obviously the general redevelopments that have taken place inside the world famous Racecourse ground. So before we get going into today's video, if you're looking for the best Wrexham content, it's coming on this channel. We're on the road to 29,000 subscribers, and I would also like to say a big apology for everyone that has supported the channel further by buying me a coffee. I've been unable to log into my page for probably the last 2 months now, but I've finally been able to get back in, and I've replied to everyone that has supported the channel further, so I do apologise for that. I put something up on my community post. I don't want to come across as rude or ignorant by not replying to them, so I've replied to everyone that has supported the channel further. So again, I apologise and thank you to everyone that has supported further. And yeah, without further ado, let's get looking first on the new £1.7 million hybrid pitch that Wrexham have installed for the upcoming championship season. Now, our multi-million pound pitch has definitely been a hot topic over this summer regarding Wrexham fans, and it was going to be an interesting one because of the time frame that we had to obviously rip up the old pitch and install the new pitch, because there was a lot more to it than just laying a new pitch for the upcoming season, and a lot of work has gone in behind the scenes by the grounds people. And just 24 hours after clinching promotion at home to Charlton Athletic, work commenced on our new hybrid pitch. And what a job they've done, and having seen it in the flesh for the first time against West Brom on Saturday, I can safely say it is an absolute carpet and a big difference to what we've been used to seeing over the past couple of seasons. You know, just track back about 3-4 years ago when Robin Ryan had that phone call from the CEO at Wrexham, from the people working in the club, saying the pitch isn't good enough and the pitch has to be ripped up after being laid about 3-4 months ago. So it genuinely is crazy. It's a crazy time because it's a ridiculous pitch. Like I said, it reaches UEFA standards in terms of hosting international fixtures, and if you're looking at it, it does look like a pitch you would see in the Premier League, and it wouldn't be out of place if you were to see, you know, the likes of Liverpool, Man City play on it. Undersoil heating and new drainage systems have also been installed, and the players should have an absolute field day playing on it this season, and there's no pun intended there. And if we're looking further into the pitch, for the pitch geeks, you could say the seeding and stitching, like I've just said, of the pitch allows more international games to be hosted at the Racecourse ground. That is the plan, to obviously get Wales to be playing more fixtures up north, because we've seen Nathan Broadhead speak on it.
I think North Wales as itself is a massive footballing part of the country.
Football is massive up here in North Wales. There is a big collection and a big fan base of people that are so passionate for Wales and so passionate for bringing football back up to North Wales, and I do think Wrexham is sort of the only venue and the only stadium that could host these games. So having a new pitch installed and having the Kop Stand coming up soon, I do think it is a massive boost in the right direction for international fixtures to come back to the Racecourse ground, whether it be Wales, of course, men's football. We're seeing the under-19s Euro Championships next summer be hosted there. We've also seen some potentially massive news for Wales on the whole, as Wales is set to submit a bid to host the 2035 Women's World Cup, where there would be 2 venues for the World Cup, the Racecourse ground and the Principality Stadium of Cardiff. So if Wrexham could be one of 2 venues hosting a World Cup, it would just be testament to how far Rob and Ryan have taken this football club and how much they've transformed it from what was, you could say, a sleeping giant, but a giant that was definitely really struggling at the time, from when, you know, a couple of months before they took over. So they've done some really good work at this football club, and I don't have to say that much times. And also, we've been deprived of international football up here in North Wales for the past couple of years. We've seen the Trinidad and Tobago friendly, we've seen the Gibraltar friendly. It's good having these meaningless friendlies there, but we want the World Cup qualifiers, the Euro qualifiers inside the Racecourse ground. We want 17,000 fans making the Racecourse rocking to hopefully see Wales get some big wins at the Racecourse. So some more info regarding the Racecourse redevelopments. The dugouts have been moved from the Yale stand to the Mould Road. Again, a site I think everyone has seen already, whether it be on social media or inside the Racecourse ground, and also a site that will take a lot of getting used to, because from everywhere I've been supporting Wrexham, the dugouts have been in the Yale stand, and being there against West Brom, seeing the players walk across the pitch doing, you know, the shaking the hands across the pitch and running towards the tech end, it just didn't seem right, and it doesn't seem right that Phil Parkinson is, you know, over the other side in the Mould Road stand. But I do think on the other hand, it does really make sense with, you know, the redevelopment of the Kop stand and where the tunnel is going to be with the Kop. All they have to do is walk in a straight line to get to the dugouts. But as it stands, they're of course making their way from the tunnel across the whole pitch, which again is a weird sight, but one that will make sense in the future. The scoreboard in the tech end has also been taken down and 2 new ones have been placed at the other end of the pitch where the Kop stand is going to be, and about time, that's all I can say. About time this was the case, because, you know, at the start of the takeover we were in the tech end. They obviously had the scoreboard that's been there for many years. They took that out and put a new one in, I think, and maybe in the summer of 2023, a bigger one, which obstructed the view even further, not only for me but for the people behind me. I think we were on the last row that could fully see, you know, the other end of the pitch and the crossbar. The rows behind couldn't see the crossbar, so I think it was a silly idea in the first place, but one now that I think is a really good idea, because they freed up at least 50 seats, 60 seats that can obviously be sold out and get more people inside the racecourse ground and just improve the view and the overall view inside the racecourse ground a lot better for the people in the tech end. The view is much better. We've been there for West Brom, the fans have been there for Hull. Some big other news as well: 224 new seats have been installed into the tech end. I bet you're thinking, how on earth has that happened? It's because they've removed the railings that have been obviously in place in the tech end for years upon years now, probably since the first time the tech end was open to fans and since they redeveloped the tech end. So, you know, they've removed those, they've installed the seats. It was a weird sight because you're used to walking around the railings, but it's straight up now. Like I said, it's more seats, it's more people being inside the racecourse ground on a match day. It's slightly meeting the demand of obviously removing the temporary stand. It's a fraction of what the temporary stand did hold, but it's better than nothing, I guess. And rounding it off, a new gantry has also been built. So there's 2 new gantries now, of course, with Sky Sports going to be there on a regular occasion this season. We've seen ITV inside the racecourse ground for our championship opener at home to West Bromwich Albion, so there's probably going to be a lot more media and a lot more television coverage inside the racecourse when Wrexham do play, so you're going to want all those angles, and Wrexham have installed a new gantry to suit the TV broadcasters. Talking next on the Kop stand now, it seems like a long while since I've given any update on the Kop. We obviously heard a couple of weeks ago that Wrexham have put planning permission in and are going ahead with the idea of increasing the Kop stand capacity to 7,500, and work is well underway for the completion date of June 2026. Just 10 months away. That is crazy to think now, to see what it looks like. Obviously it's just cars, it's the TV gantry, it's just a whole load of rubble. To think in 10 months time there's going to be one of the biggest things this football club has seen in recent times be up there standing proud with 7,500 Wrexham fans in it, just doesn't really seem real to me, and it doesn't feel like that time scale and that time frame for them to put it up doesn't seem realistic, but I'm sure they'll work their wonders on that. And a big step was taken in obviously the completion of the new Kop stand with the deactivation of a live electric cable, which obviously did run underneath the old Kop stand. So it's a big step, of course, in the right direction. No work could have been done without the deactivation of that cable. So in my opinion, I'm expecting to see a lot of progress happen very quickly, and we could even see it in like 3-4 months time. Big steps be taken into getting this grand stand up. Now, looking at some of the people that work for the football club behind the scenes, what they have to say on the new pitch redevelopment and the Kop redevelopment, overall just the stadium redevelopment of Wrexham. Now, Aidan Miller has spoken on our new £1.7 million pitch, saying there was a lot of planning to do. The key thing with the pitch is it would take 6 weeks to reconstruct it, but 2 months to grow it. If we'd have finished third and then not gone up, the window would have been tight. In the end, the opposite happened, where we had an extra 3 weeks, of course, with Wrexham gaining automatic promotion, but we had to plan for the worst and hope we got the best. Rob Faulkner has also spoken on the overall redevelopment of the racecourse ground, saying a lot of things will go into the new Kop, particularly for the fans and players, with top class facilities, new changing rooms and so on. But until then, we're trying to catch up as much as we can. At one stage of the summer, 6 different projects were being worked on inside the racecourse at the same time by a small army of workers. The fan zone and temporary stand went down at a similar time to help with the pitch project. It allowed us to create a pathway for the contractors to bring in mountains of gravel, soil and so on. We wanted these on site, meaning we could start straight away with the moment we got the green light to start with the redevelopment of the Kop stand. And Aidan Miller also had his say on the Racecourse Redevelopments by saying, we had work to do around the outside of the site, tidying up the drainage, laying tarmac and a few other things. Only then we did have the space to take down the temporary stand. Coordination was key in terms of what is the priority, which for us was getting the pitch work going as soon as possible. So yeah, it's an exciting time to be a Wrexham fan, of course. With the pitch being laid, there were obviously questions and it was a bit up in the air. Would it be ready for the opening game? And that's one of the reasons why we didn't have a pre-season friendly at the Racecourse ground, because the pitch, it was, you know, sort of a tight deadline and a tight sort of time frame to get the pitch completed before the start of the championship season. So having a pre-season friendly there wouldn't have done it any good. Just now we need, you know, the future redevelopments of the Racecourse ground. We're expecting to see the Kop Stand, like I said, be up in the next 10 months. Then they'll slowly make their way around the rest of the Racecourse ground. But yeah, it's really exciting. We might not have had the best start to the championship yet, but again, we're signing some really good players. We've got the new pitch. We're getting the Kop Stand up soon. It is so exciting to compare where we were 5 years ago, 6 years ago to the current stage. We are so lucky. So yeah, let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below on the overall, you know, redevelopments of the Racecourse ground and the new pitch. We've had news as well that new signing Josh Windass is set to be out for at least 6 weeks, which is a massive blow to us, because in my opinion he's been one of the best players in the opening 2 games for us. He showed some really promising signs, but he went down straight away and it was an immediate sub, so it wasn't going to look good and it wasn't going to be good come full time with Phil Parkinson's thoughts on it. So it's a big miss for us, but we're seeing Callum Doyle possibly come into the club for a fee of around £8 million from Manchester City. So again, we're making some big moves in the transfer window. Once the team gels and once everyone gets playing with each other, I think we're going to be the team to beat this season. So yeah, make sure to subscribe, like, do all that good stuff, and I'll see you in another video. Take care guys, up the town.